Hi, welcome to the People Chronicles and Storied Women. I'm Annarose, and today my guest is Linda Bullock. Linda is the 2012 Miss Pennsylvania Senior America. Before we get into Linda's story, I want to ask you the question that everyone who is on the People Chronicles is asked.
Right.
What is it that you want people to take away from our discussion today?
That's quite simple. I think it's that there's nothing any of us can't do. And I'm a living person here. Believe me. That's what I'd like them to take away.
All right. Well, I want to learn a little bit about that story, about how you came to that realization. So first, though, did you always want to be a pageant queen?
No, I don't even think I knew what a pageant was. Being raised on a farm in rural Berks County, that was the furthest thing from my father and mother's mind. I always remember wanting to take dance lessons, and my father would tell me to put on my shoes and go dance in the onion patch. So that was my dance experience. But no, I don't even think I ever thought I had the opportunity to do anything like that. But being raised on a farm and learning the ups and downs of the farm, and we had an apple orchard, and I was driving a tractor when I was 10 years old, which nobody believes, but I was, and very interesting that, who would have ever thought? I often think if my parents were here today, they would be going, oh my gosh, only Linda. So I'm just one of those people.
Okay, so did you dance in the onion patch? I didn't even know there was such a
No, I
thing.
think it meant go plant the onions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's go plant the onions.
Okay. All right. I'm a New York City
Yeah,
girl,
yeah,
so
okay. We'll talk later.
Yeah. So tell me now. So all right. So you grow up on this farm, and with mom and dad and brothers and sisters.
Yes, I have a sister, as a matter of fact, that's 84 years old, and I have a brother that's 82, and then I have a brother that's 72, and I'm the little one, and I'm 67. I'll be 68 in August, and very proud of it.
Excellent. I salute you very much. So, okay. So you leave you grow up and you complete your schooling, and then did you have a profession?
Yes. After high school, I went into Empire Beauty School to become a cosmetologist. So I had my own business when I was like 19 years old. And I had my own business till I was 21, and I became ill and was having a lot of problems, and only to find out that I was allergic to the perm solutions. So my profession sort of went downhill. But I then married at age 21. My husband-to-be had been in Vietnam for a year, and he came home, and we married and had two fabulous children. I today have a daughter that's 45 who works at the Reading Hospital, and a son that is 38, I had to think. He's 38, married, and has two lovely little children, two little boys, so I have two fabulous grandsons.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so you're on this path of you're this entrepreneur, and then you find out that you can't continue with that. So your life takes a flip. I mean, you went into another profession, or what did you do?
Well, what happened then, my husband and I decided that when I had the children, that we would just learn to do without a little bit, and I would stay home and raise the children. So I did some part-time work, but mainly it focused on the children. That I was there to take them to school and be with them at night, because my husband, later on in our marriage, he actually traveled. He became a bus driver, so he was gone lots of times. So I was the mother and the father, which at that point was okay because it was work, and we were a struggling young couple, and that was okay. It was great. I always felt we had everything because we had these two fabulous kids.
Sure. Now, so are you still married to him?
No. I was married to Gary for 27 years. And every time I say that, it's like, 27 years. But there were things that went wrong, and tried to correct it. And I think it's easy to say that simple thing, 3 strikes and you're out. And so I made a move, a very scary move. Like I said, 27 years of marriage. And I went on my own, and it was really funny because I moved, well, not the divorce, but I moved down the street from where I lived. And went on my own, and then I started working at the Reading Hospital and so life went on for a while like that, and that's about how that went.
Okay, so after 27 years of marriage, you have 2 kids, relatively grown.
Yes, grown. Yes,
okay.
yes.
So you're on your own. So what goes through your mind at this point? I mean, how are you feeling at this point?
Scared out of my wits.
So you're in your late 40s, right?
Oh, yeah, I was 50.
You're 50.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're 50 years old now. Really, for the first time then in your adult life, you're alone.
Yeah, it was scary. And the thing is, I'm a very strong person, always have been. But I was scared. I had been diagnosed with asthma when I was 40. So when this all happened, my asthma really sort of kicked in because of, the stress and everything. And it was not a nasty divorce. It really was nothing like that. But I was really scared, and I was really at a low point because I didn't know where to turn. Even though I had a good job at the hospital, it was scary because for 27 years I lived in this nice house with my 2 kids and could remember my daughter sitting on the landing playing, and it was a big decision. It was not one of those days when my divorce decree came that I was going, oh yes, it's over. It wasn't like that. It really wasn't. But then I think what happened then, like I said, being at a low point, I was very gullible, which I never thought I would be like that. But didn't do any dating. Really wasn't interested. Didn't have time. I was working second shifts. But I met a man, and like I said, at a low point, and he was a clever character, and seemed to say the right things at the right time. And I think now I know what it was. I didn't then. At that point in my life, fell for it. It was an easy way out. It wasn't that I didn't. I mean, we started to date. It wasn't that I didn't love him, but I just didn't realize what was happening. Even though at times I sensed that he was a control freak. What happened was the fact that I was at that low point. He had never seen the real Linda, and so things were going okay. I sensed this. He didn't want me out in the public. But if I landed a big role in something and I made the newspaper, then I was a showpiece.
Oh, backtrack there.
Yeah.
Why would you land in the paper as a showpiece?
Well, if I the Tony and Tina Broadway show went through Reading, and I got, this is an example, and I got the lead role.
Oh, okay.
In the show.
So you're singing and your onioning seemed to.
Oh, yeah. I just moved on. Moved on.
Okay.
But so I was acting and things like that. So, but when it got to that point, then I was a showpiece. See, then it was like, oh, this is my wife. But it was not a good. It was a very bad situation. I never knew what mental abuse was. When I heard that on television, I used to think, what is that? What is crazy ladies, get out of there. When you start to live it, it's like really something.
Yeah. So you come out of this 27-year marriage. I guess your ego takes a hit. Mm-hmm. Your self-confidence takes a hit. Yes,
absolutely.
Your sense of security is lost, and you need to start all over again.
Yes.
And then you get involved with another man, thinking it's going to be better. But all this time, you're still singing and dancing, which I find that really, personally, I find that admirable, that you continue to do what you're loving.
I think the thing is, I'm the kind of person, and a lot of people, when they meet me, they'll say to me, how can you always be happy and you're always smiling? And my answer is, if you want to cry, I can do that to you in 5 minutes. I do not believe that we're brought here to make you unhappy, or I don't think anybody wants to hear all that. If I'm asked, if it fits into what I'm doing, yes. But so I think the stage is what saved my life, and it really did, because I could go somewhere else. And that I realized later on in my life was what saved me, because when things got really bad, I would just go off to somewhere else in my mind. And that's what I think really saved me, that I did not go off the deep end like maybe a lot of women would have. I mean, really bad. Like, I never understood why women, why would somebody commit suicide over a man? I realized that if I wouldn't have been blessed with the strength I had and the capability to build it back up, I can see how that happens. It really is. It's really something.
So, okay, I want to talk to you a little bit more about where you found that strength.
Okay.
But we're going to just take a quick break, and then we're going to come back and talk about that.
Fine, thank you.